Good morning, good morning to each and every one of you. Welcome, Abee Chunes Radio. This is Rosh, Mr. RS. First, I want to start today's program by wishing each and every one of you a happy Saturday. I want to say good morning to my mom. Good morning to you. To our lovely Geeta Baldeo joining us all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Mala Haripasad. Sribi Cesar. Swasti Char, good morning. Savitri. Kunja Bihari, welcome. Trisha Mahmood. Usha Devi Azimula. Ganesh Prasad, good morning. To my sister Chandra Ramakan and the entire family up in Schenectady. Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. Auntie Pumati Hunt, good morning to you. Nitya Chetty, welcome. Durban, South Africa. Glad to have you here with us. Renita Mahabir. Gracie Hassan, welcome. Eco Crush. Savita Singh. If I miss any of your names, my sincere apologies. So I'd like to ask each and every one of you, if you can, just take a quick moment and share the link and invite your friends. And for those of you joining us on the live, I wouldn't ask you all to do it later on. We just started, so let's get started. I want you guys to enjoy the program. So we're gonna have 2 ticket giveaways later into the program. 2 ticket giveaways to see Savita Singh and Raymond Ramnarai in Queens. Yes, we're gonna tell you more about that event. I want to say congratulations. Let's see here. Congratulations. Good morning and congratulations going out to Nishant Maharaj of Elmont, Long Island, as he tied a knot this Saturday. May he have a happy and successful marriage life. From Auntie Val and Uncle Roy. Savi Sinath, welcome. To my brother Ritesh Bharat George. Glad to have you on here. And I see someone is commenting, but the name is in a different language. My apologies. I see the big heart, but I can't read the name. It's not in English. To all of our new listeners joining us, such a pleasure to have you all here with us. Vanda Prasad, welcome. Camille, Ramdan. And as we start, yes, before we get more into the program, we have two guests who will be joining us today. And that is Aminta Kalawan. We'll talk a little bit more about her when she comes on. And Rohan, who's going to be joining us as well from the mayor's office. Then we have a live release with my brother Anil, Mr. Dinia. That's going to be coming up as well. So, play Shadi Ke Liye. I think Val is asking me to play Shadi Ke Liye. Zamanda. All right, I'll play something for sure. All right, thank you, Val. And I see a message from Sister Usha, who says she feels very sad for the families who lost their house yesterday. It was a 5-alarm. Yeah, it was a 5-alarm fire that took, I think it was 5 houses. Very, very sad indeed. Happy Father's Day. Yes, in advance to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. I see everyone sending their Father's Day greetings in as well. Thank you. Trisha Mahmood, thank you. Mala Hariprasad, yes. Ranjiv Mehra, welcome. Auntie Sharda, good morning. All right, so we'll get to more messages as we get into the program, right? Ariana Jordan, thank you so much. As we get started with today's program, like we always do here, we start off the program right. So we're going to, if you guys have any requests, do let me know. And I'll love to, play it for you as well. But I would like to dedicate this song here to my mom on behalf of myself, my 3 brothers, and to all the moms on behalf of your children. We want to dedicate this to you.
से चंदा का बदूर किरण से खुशबू का बदूर पवन से कब दूर बहार चमन से बंधन तो प्यार का बंधन है जन्मों का संगम है ये बंधन तो प्यार का बंधन है जन्मों का
Good morning to the DDL crew. Wonderful group. Always doing excellent mixes. Ronald the Garib, good morning to you. And congratulations to Melissa Garib. Right, Ronald?
तुम ही मेरे जीवन हो तुम्हें देख देख जी लूंगी तुम ही मेरे जीवन हो तुम्हें देख देख जी लूंगी मैं तो तुम्हारे खातिर दुनिया का जहर पी लूंगी तेरे पावन चरणों में आकाश झुका देंगे हम तेरी
Davy Sipasada, welcome Davy. Ashmini Gumati Tolara.
ये बंधन तो प्यार का बंधन है जन्म का संगम है
Michelle Garrett, that's right. You know, all the wonderful young ladies in the Indo-Caribbean Federation pageant did such a fantastic job. I'm so proud of them. Tanuja Ramdeen. Hey Tanuja, good morning to you. I want to say good morning to Brother Joe and Sister Sunita. Mandir ki hai tu sabse pyari. Let me bring that back a little bit to that point there.
ममता के मंदिर की है तो सबसे प्यारी मूरत ममता के मंदिर की है तो सबसे प्यारी मूरत भगवान नजर आता है जब देखे तेरी सूरत जब जब दुनिया में आए तेरा ही चल पाए जन्मों की दीवारों पर हम प्यार अपना लिख जाए ये बंधन तो प्यार का बंधन है जन्मों का संगम है ये बंधन तो प्यार का बंधन है जन्मों का संगम है
I do hope you all enjoy that one. Rubina Rupnarayan. Rubina, glad to have you here with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to say also, let's see, if you're here for the first time, we want to say welcome to you all. And yes, happy Father's Day going out to all the fathers out there. Yes, Father's Day is tomorrow. And we're gonna play some Father's Day song as well. If you guys have a favorite Father's Day song, let me know. I'll try my best to play it if we have it. So I have this brand new song from Tausif, and I would like to play this one for you guys. I think Tausif did a wonderful job on this new song, Sare Zamane Pe, as we get started into the program. Welcome, welcome. Those of you joining us here for the first time, welcome.
वीरानी सिटी चाहिए आप आए बाहर आई हो Tosi back Super Kid Studios Let's go, let's go सारे ज़माने पे मौसम सुहाने पे इस दिल दीवाने पे वीरानी सिटी चाहिए आप आए बाहर आई हो सारे ज़माने पे मौसम सुहाने पे इस दिल दीवाने पे वीरानी सिटी चाहिए आप आए बाहर आई हो I need to survive. All I need is you. You like the oxygen I need to survive. All I need is you in my life. Baby. आपका ही था सबको इंतजार, आपका ही था सबको इंतजार, आपके लिए सब थे बेकरार, हवाएं घटाए फिजाएं, बागों ने फूलों ने झूलों ने ले झूम के अंगड़ाई आप आए।
And Rabina, to all your patients around you. Yes. I want to say hello to all your wonderful patients. Sabi Sinat. Nitya Chatty, welcome.
Oxygen I need to survive. All I need is you. You like the oxygen I need to survive. All I need is you in my life. लीजिए ना बस अब जाने का नाम, लीजिए ना बस अब
Shani Shear, welcome.
रूठ जाएंगे
Jora, welcome. Thank you all for the roses. Love the roses.
ऐसा ना हो जाए बन जाए ये महफिल
Mahani Bechan, Nazila Ali, Shironi Singh, Kilowan, happy Father's Day. Thank you so much. And of course, happy Father's Day greetings going out to your wonderful husband, Ramesh Kilowan, and two brothers, and all your brothers-in-law. And all the fathers out there coming from Shironi.
मौसम सुहाने पे इस दिल दीवाने पे वीरानी सी थी चाहिए आप आए बाहर आए ओ You like the oxygen I need to survive. All I need is you. You like the oxygen I need to survive. All I need is you in my life.
And of course, another beautiful one from Tausif Baksh. And I am absolutely sure you all will love this one.
तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरान हूँ मैं ओ हैरान हूँ मैं तेरे मासूम सवालों से परेशान हूँ मैं ओ परेशान हूँ मैं तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरान हूँ मैं ओ हैरान हूँ जीने के लिए सोचा ही नहीं दर्द संभालने होंगे जीने के लिए सोचा ही नहीं दर्द संभालने होंगे मुस्कुराए तो मुस्कुराने के
What a beautiful, relaxing music. I want to say good morning to my brother Alan Gopi. And so I want to remind you guys that Tausif and the song that you're listening to right now will be performing live tonight on Get Real with Shamiza recognition dinner at the Kiss Entertainment Center. It's all happening tonight. We have performers Tausif Baksh, Anthony Prasad, Terry Gadraj, Cherish R, Natasha Sundar, and dance by Oma Devi. Special event indeed happening tonight, and dinners are included in your ticket. I'd like to encourage you all. Call 718 864 0668. 718-864-0668. Get your tickets tonight, and hopefully I can see you all there.
जाने कब गुम हुआ कहाँ खोया एक आंसू छुपा के रखता तुझसे नाराज नहीं
Rishi Cadero, where's the boss man daughter? Yes, Rishi. And for those folks that are out in Orlando, Florida, they're absolutely June 24th, an absolutely awesome event. It's called the Real Chutney Invasion in Orlando. Make sure you guys come out and support the event. Hit up my brother Alan Gopi. You can call 754-800-1595. That's 754-800-1595 for your tickets. It will be at the Genesis Event Center. And that's on June 24th. It's right around the corner. Get your tickets right now. Enjoy this one here. Anthony Passad performing live tonight at the recognition dinner as well.
या कोई और है तू लड़की नहीं है जालिम रेशम की डोर है तू
नागन सारूप में तेरा. Can we bring it back? What do you guys think about this song? Do you guys love this song? I want to know what you guys think. Yes, Anthony Passad will be performing tonight. Tonight. I hope I can see you all there. To get your tickets for the event tonight, you gotta call 718-864-0668. 718-864-0668. Baby Bacchus. Thank you, Vanda. Show some love. You know how you do it. Here you go. 3, 2, 1.
नागन सारूप है तेरा नागन सारूप है तेरा मैं बन के प्रेम सपेरा रह जाऊंगा तुझको दुनिया देखेगी नागन सारूप है तेरा मैं बन के प्रेम सपेरा रह जाऊंगा तुझको दुनिया देगी ओ रह जाऊंगा तू पहरे लाख बिताले तू पर्दे
We bring it back. We bring it back from this part here. And I was just informed that my guest is here. And she'll be joining us in a moment. Enjoy this.
तू पहरे लाख बिताले तू पर्दे लाख गिराले पहरे लाख बिताले तू पर्दे लाख गिराले महलों पे नाम किराना उस दिल को ना टुकराना ये दिल क्या महल सितम है जिसमें है तेरा बसेरा नागन सारू है तेरा मैं बन के प्रेम सपेरा लह जाऊंगा तुझको दुनिया देखेगी अगर आज नहीं कल होगा कुछ शर्त लगा चल होगा अगर आज नहीं कल होगा कुछ शर्त लगा चल होगा जागेगा भी का जादू चम 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 नाचेगी तो हंस के तेरे होठों से पीलूंगा जहर में तेरा नागन सारू है तेरा मैं बन के प्रेम सपेरा ले जाऊंगा तुझको दुनिया देखेगी ले जाऊंगा तुझको दुनिया देखेगी
I do hope you guys enjoy that one. And I'm telling you, yes, Anthony Passad, alongside an amazing cast, including Terry Gadraj, will be performing tonight. But we'll talk more about that as we get into the program. Today, I just want to say welcome to my very special guest, Aminta Keloan. Aminta, good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, Roshan, and good morning, everybody. Namaste, salam alaikum, sasri akal. However you celebrate the morning, good morning. I am so honored to be here bright and early this Saturday morning. And thank you so much, Roshan, for believing in me and featuring me on this program.
It's such a pleasure to have you. And I gotta ask you a quick question. Where do you get this energy so early in the morning?
I have always been a morning person since I was little. When my Aji lived with me until my family and I until she passed away, and we were always the first people up in the morning. Early to bed, early to rise makes the man healthy, wealthy, and wise. You'd always say, right? So
Yes.
I don't know. I think I'm still young. I still have the energy. I'm gonna keep up the energy until I can. That's where I'm at.
But I've seen a lot of young people, these days they love to throw back, watch TikTok videos, they're on TVs, they're on social medias, but you are out and about. You're doing so much amazing work. But we're going to get into that. First, let me say welcome and let me ask, for the listeners who don't know Aminta, I would like you to introduce yourself to all of our listeners and viewers.
Absolutely. All right. So in short, by profession, I'm a lawyer. I'm a legislative attorney and I work at the New York City Council. I've been doing that for about 8 years, but most people don't know me in that light. They actually know me more as a community organizer, So I am a co-founder of Sadhana Coalition of Progressive Hindus, and in that regard, my husband and I, who you'll be hearing from later, we do a lot of work with Sadhana, and that includes beach cleanups every month. And then I'm also the founder and director of a nonprofit locally here in South Queens called South Queens Women's March, and we're a gender justice, women's rights, women's empowerment organization. We're all volunteers, and we're looking to bring about gender equity in our community. So that's in short who I am. I also write for the West Indian newspaper, and from time to time I might sing bhajans, but that's kind of in a nutshell who I am.
Absolutely, and of course, from your as you talk about your background a little bit, you study political science in Fordham University. You also went to Molai High School,
Hmm.
if I'm correct,
I did.
and like you said, you study law, and you are a local here in our Queens community. um you know Tell me a little bit. Let's take a step back a little bit,
Hmm.
because we're going to talk so much about what you do, and our representation, and our community and things like that here. But before I forgot, a little step back, I want to say how sad it was for that fire that happened yesterday in Richmond Hill, one Liberty Avenue and 125 Street. My heart break to the family to see, you know. But I gotta say, our community folks, certainly fire department, everyone responded and they were there, and certainly, I think they did an excellent job in containing that situation.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that too. I mean, there were a lot of folks that were there. My husband was actually there yesterday at the scene. Heartbreaking to see what happened there and that it happened to our community. So our organization is also talking about ways we can support the families in the aftermath with what they might need. But it's heartbreaking to see, and having it happen in the heart of our community as well is really sad.
Yeah, and we'll talk. We're going to take some questions from the folks as well. In a few moments. But Aminta, I just want to ask you some quick questions.
Mhm.
First, what's your favorite color?
Oh, my favorite color is purple. That's an easy
Your
question.
favorite color is
Yeah.
purple. What's your favorite flower?
Oh, my favorite flower is the peony flower.
Ooh, can you describe that?
So yeah, they come in different colors. There's red ones, there's pink ones. I like the pink ones, and they're very layered. They look like a rose, but they're more lush and fuller than a rose. If that's a good way to describe them. Yeah.
That's
And they don't come in
beautiful
every
way.
season. They only come in spring, so it's hard to get them all the time.
Ah, what's your favorite food to eat?
Okay. My favorite food is pumpkin and roti.
Oh my goodness! So you are your grandmother daughter,
I am my
granddaughter.
grandmother's daughter, but it has to have a little bit of the fine shrimp inside too. That I like that too.
Yes. What's your favorite person in the whole wide world? And when I say favorite person, someone that inspires you.
Oh gosh. That's a very hard question. I'm gonna make a lot of people angry if I answer with one person. All right. So somebody that inspires me, in the whole wide world, I would have to say my mom. My mom, a young immigrant to this country, has struggled so much to make ends meet with alongside my dad. But I would definitely say that she inspires me every day with her energy. Actually. Oh, I see Yvonne's favorite color is purple as well.
Yes, I just saw that too. um you know and I think a lot of people that I've spoken to have said that their favorite person, it's their mom. And isn't that truly what it is, right? Because if we recognize our roots and where we come from, it'll tell where we're going. What's your favorite music to listen to?
Oh, okay. I think it depends on the day. I have a very wide range of music that I like to listen to. If it's early morning, the only thing my brain can take in the morning is like the Hanuman Chalisa, and specifically Hariom Sharan's version of the Hanuman Chalisa. But if later in the day, I like 90s pop music. I was a child growing up in the 90s in New York City, so I love the Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls. But also, I really love classic Bollywood music, meaning like Lata Mangeshkar, Muhammad Rafi. Those are like my favorites. If you're wondering what I'm listening to on my headphones, it's most likely Lata Mangeshkar, Muhammad Rafi, Mukesh, those folks.
Oh wow. You know, and music brings such a, such a wonderful emotion. It's a universal, such a universal language regardless of who you are, right? Um when you have that moment in your life that you feel overwhelmed, whether it's work or whatever might be, what do you do?
Hmm.
How do you space out? How do you bring peace to yourself? How do you rejuvenate? And like I always said, I always see you full of energy.
Hmm.
So, how do you, maintain that balance and don't allow things to affect you?
Yeah, that's a really good question, right? So I talked about the Hanuman Chalisa. Honestly, like I said, I sing, and I think that so there's two things that I do. I sing the Hanuman Chalisa, but I also do it while showering. So if I could take like 5 showers a day, I literally would do that. It's my way of grounding. It's my way of kind of just being with myself. I mean, oftentimes I'm around so many people, and there's so much going on. And I don't get me wrong, I love people, but I also love being by myself and enjoying that time and that energy, even when but I'm on the train going to work in the morning. That's an opportunity for me to meditate. It's an opportunity to focus on my breathing, to focus on my thoughts, and to just remain calm and cool and collected, and to stay centered and grounded. So all those little pockets of time, we might think we're busy commuting, but that can also be a moment to seize, to take it for oneself. And I try to do that because there's such limited time in the day, that I try to do that. I like chocolate chip cookies, I'll admit. Every so often I'll purchase a chocolate chip cookie, and warm it up and eat it, and that makes me happy too. So there's all different ways I try to stay grounded and stay happy and take care of myself.
Milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
Not milk chocolate. I mean, not dark chocolate. Dark chocolate's good if you want to be healthy, which I probably should be, but milk chocolate, of course.
Yes. Great. I love all your answers. Very wonderful. Now, let's talk a little bit about, you and what you're doing now. So, currently, you are the a senior legislative counsel for the New York City Council. Tell us a little bit about your position and that.
Sure. So, like I said, I've been at the city council for over 8 years now. I graduated law school, and it was actually my dream job coming out of law school to do this work. Some people think of a lawyer in the traditional sense, right? Litigating, going into court, and representing a specific client, an individual. In my case, my clients technically are the entire legislative body of the city of New York. So, all of the city council members, including the speaker of the city council, Adrian Adams. Anytime there is a question about, okay, can I pass this law? Is this a good idea, politically and also policy wise? Is this gonna have any unintended consequences? Like, for example, when I first started out, one of the things that I had to help draft was the plastic bag ban in the city of New York. So you might remember that back, and styrofoam as well, right? So styrofoam used to be legal in the city of New York, but as a result of wanting to protect our climate and protect our environment, somebody had to help draft that bill and negotiate it and research it and make sure that it made good policy sense, that it was fiscally responsible. All of the behind the scenes work that goes into that is stuff that I do in my job, and meeting with advocates, meeting with nonprofits to make sure that we're effectively representing the people on the ground. And so my portfolio includes, I think, some of the largest as far as the attorneys that work at the city council. I work on social services related matters. So basically poor people issues, right? Public benefits, food insecurity. So when we talk about access to food pantries and soup kitchens, that's within my portfolio as well. And also child welfare. So what does it mean when somebody takes your child away from you for some reason that the government feels that they should be taking their child away from you, right? So all of these different issues are things that I work on a day-to-day basis, and it's quite an impactful job. I don't get to talk about it much in the community, but I'm glad you asked the question.
And these are the little things that I think people needs to understand and know a little bit, because one of the things we talked about in our community, in our diverse community, because we have people from all walks of the world that's here. And sometimes we go out and we vote, but we don't know who we're voting for, what we're voting for. And then we hear this, it's like a cliche all the time. It's like, oh, West Indian people don't like to vote, these people don't like to vote.
Mhm.
Well, I think we need to educate ourselves a little bit, a little bit more. And I'm glad that you're able to share some of that so people can understand, a little bit about, who you are. I mean, you're still young, right? And I don't want to reveal your age, but you are young, in a sense that the accomplishment of the things that you have achieved in your life so far, many could still dream to accomplish half of it. And being involved in non-for-profit and charity and philanthropy work, and still work for this entire city. And New York City is not an easy city, folks. I want you guys to understand that it's probably one of the most hardest city to work for in the world. So Aminta, what is one of the things in your experience working in the city? What is one of the most difficult things that you had to do? And you don't have to reveal anything that you can't.
So I want to also backstep to say that I'm really fortunate, right? So I wish I was lucky because I was able to access some of the educational resources, and I wish that whatever I know in this life, my goal is to just, it's not about me, right? Like I'm fortunate to be in these spaces, and I'm fortunate that I'm still young and I have the energy. But my goal in life is to make sure that so many people in our community are able to have exact the same knowledge that I have. So I'd like to share that. So I'm really glad to be here in this space to talk a little bit more about the work that I do. As far as the challenging parts, it is not easy to work in a legislative. The hard part is when you work in a city legislature, you're really working to navigate the personalities of the elected officials as well, right? And that can be quite challenging. So to be able to tell an elected official, I'm sorry, that's not legal. You can't, even though you think it's a good idea, it's actually not, we can't do it. Legally, we're federally preempted, where the federal government is preempting us. Not allowed. We won't be allowed to do this thing. Imagine having to tell an elected official they can't do something on a day-to-day basis, and try to think about an alternative to that. That takes a lot of work, and that can be challenging in of itself. There's also the challenge too of the fact that the city has to be fiscally responsible, has to make sure that we are passing legislation that's not going to cost us so much money that we end up in a deficit. So navigating those conversations is also highly technical, and thinking about that, but also making sure the city runs effectively. So it's really just balancing all of the different things. That I think is the hardest part, and balancing the personalities can be quite fun.
Have you ever felt overwhelmed by requests coming in, like from the city? And like you said, you've seen requests from the city and all the elected officials, and then requests that are like community needs, because not only are you working for the city council and you're working for the city, but you're involved in charity as well,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, and you are in the government, you are in the people's homes as well, in the community. So you see firsthand requests that people, that like the needs that people need on the road as well. So have you ever, has there ever been that time where you hold your head and you says, oh my God?
Yes, and I'm so glad you asked that. Absolutely, yes. So I will say this: you asked the question about how do I stay grounded and centered and stuff, and I will say some people get mad at me because I don't always pick up the phone, because my phone is always ringing, and it can be a lot at times, right? Because I sometimes don't know what to expect on the other line. There are sometimes emergency situations, and I do this on top of my job, right? So I have to make sure that I am compartmentalizing. When I'm at my job, I got to be at my job. Like otherwise it's a conflict of interest. I have to make sure that I'm doing my job during the hours I'm supposed to be doing my job, and then outside of that I do the community work. The challenge is so I'm a lawyer, so sometimes I'll get calls from community members. You know anybody that could do immigration? You know anybody that could do real estate? And or you could do that for me. Can you do that for me? Right. And I'm like, I'm only one person. And also it could be malpractice if I take on your case and I do something wrong, right? Because I can't possibly be an expert in every field of law. Certainly in law school, I learned almost every field of law, but it doesn't mean that I feel equipped to adequately represent somebody in all those ways. So that can be challenging for sure. And then having to tell somebody, you know, I have to refer you to this person or that person. Or even with regard to, you know, South Queens Women's March related work, which we can talk about too, really wanting to be there. And that's also the problem. I wish I could be everywhere at once. I truly do. There's so much needs in our community. So sometimes I just feel very emotional thinking about how much our community needs and how much resources we do not get from the people that should be giving those resources to us, right? And I think that being in having a nonprofit is also very empowering because we can funnel resources through that medium and create a team of people, right? So that's my goal too. When we talk about community organizing, it should not be about the one person, right? It shouldn't be about my face alone. It should be about how many other people are we empowering with that same information so they can help others too, right? So this way I also don't burn out. So it's also teaching. I when I was young, I wanted to be a teacher. That was my dream job when I was a child. I wanted to teach kindergarten, and I didn't end up doing that. But I think that in many ways, the work that I'm doing now is functioning in that way.
So you're not teaching kindergarten; you're teaching an entire city.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about all that, but I think in some ways, or the impact is pretty
Yeah.
large. So, yeah.
No, absolutely, and I think I think that's great because the impact that you're making in the community and people do, and you said something very very wonderful that folks needs to understand is that you're gonna see things happen and you don't know who's doing them. But like Amita says, it's all about the resources that you have behind you to help you make those things happen. And sometimes you're not going to see the faces of the people. And I think this is one of the reason why we're here today is to empower each and every one of you because look, Aminta is doing such a wonderful job and she does what she does. But at the end of the day, we have to inspire others to follow those footsteps as well because we know we're not going to be here forever. At some point I know Minta's going to say, you know what, I've done enough, I need to retire in maybe New Guyana or something like that. But but that's the the bottom of it, right? We have to inspire others to walk the walk as well. Now Aminta, 8 years city council, but been doing a lot more than that. And I know your dad very well. Such a wonderful person. But what's next for Aminta? Where do you see Aminta? You've seen many elections and many officials. What's your next step?
Oh gosh, why did you lead with that? Okay. So look, I would say this. I love where I am currently. I love that I am able to provide resources to for example, next week Saturday, I was going to mention this on the program because I know you have a wide reach as well. And also shout out to Geeta and Stella and Mohini and Rockers Rock, all the people that are saying such amazing things. This is really cool to be able to see everyone's comments as well. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Okay. So the question was, what's next for me? Look, I live every day by the day. So there's 24 hours in a day and I plan my day out and that's what my day is going to look like. I think there's a lot of people in the community who have asked me, oh, you're doing these things. It's a natural segue into elected office and maybe you should run and our community needs representation and all of that. And I'm very humbled and I'm very honored that people think that of me. I am certainly, I think the heart needs to be in the right place. I think so many people do things because they want to see their face or they want to hear their voice and it's about them. My challenge is I would never want to do something that takes that away from me. When I was a child, and this is something my parents always taught me, never forget where you came from. Never just, do something for the sake of an end goal. Do it with pureness of heart, right? And so when I'm doing the nonprofit work, when I'm doing the community organizing work, it's not because I want to see myself on a ballot one day, right? Like that's not my I want to see our community I want to see our community grow and be uplifted. I want to make I along with my team want to make sure that everybody has what they need to survive and to thrive in our community. So I don't know about elected office. I think that maybe one day, I don't know, if the stars align and if you know if it feels right. The other challenge, and not just for me specifically, but for the community at large, is anytime one of our people, people that look like us, right? Anytime one of us runs, we're it's an uphill battle because of the way, and we don't have to get into the technicalities, but the way the district lines are drawn, it ultimately disempowers our people. We can try and try and try to elect somebody, but unless those lines are redrawn to make sure that we are a sizable mass of individuals who can elect the candidate of our choice, it's going to be really hard. And so myself and several others in the community have really been trying to talk about redistricting and advocate at a high level. And this is the hard work that people don't necessarily see. But it takes people behind the scenes to push, to make sure that equity and justice is served for our people. And so I've been working on that. But as far as what I would like to do, I just want to help more people to be the best that they can be in our community. I love the work. My nonprofit just recently opened a space of our own right on 130th Street off of Liberty Avenue. It's not a big space, but it's ours, and we're really happy about it. And we're doing programming there, and it's really powerful to see the impact. All my life, I wanted to see a women's group that met our people on the streets of Richmond Hill, for example, right? And finally, there's something like that in our community. So I want to grow that. I want to continue to thrive at my job and continue to mobilize, and we'll see. We'll see what happens in life.
Yes.
We'll see.
Well, you know what? I didn't announce this as yet, but I am starting a new program called Meet My Neighborhood.
I love that.
So one of the things we'll be doing is we're going to be going around the neighborhood, every neighborhood. It doesn't matter what color you're from, but we're starting off here in New York City because that is a big task by itself. And we're going to meet the neighborhood, and we're going to go around and meet all the businesses, and we're going to talk to them and find out who's in our neighborhood and all the details about them. So I'd like to come and meet your charity as one of the first when we launch the program. And that's probably about a week or so away. So
Would love that. And I see that Mr. Dunya is in the house now. So I'm really honored that he's here as well. Just tuned in, and he said Sitaram.
yes.
I would love that, Roshan. So would love that very much. And I would also say this. So when you talk about meet your neighborhood, meet your neighbors, right? In the work that I do, we see it not even as charity work. Because when you do charity work, you think of, I am the person that's helping to save this other person, right? Or I'm help in my, I guess, perception of this. We see it as solidarity work. So it could be me tomorrow that loses my job and ends up on the street and needs a bag of food or a bag of groceries, right? So when you think of it as solidarity work, you're my neighbor, and my neighbor is very much an extension of my own family. So I need to treat you with respect and with love. And so for us, it's about neighborhood. It's about community, and I'm really excited for that program. So that would be amazing.
Absolutely. I'm excited as well. And yes, so we're gonna see more about that. We have about 3 more minutes. I know we've been talking. But the reason why I lead into that question, Aminta, is because our folks need representation and leadership. And leadership doesn't come all the way from the top of the president, right? Like Mahatma Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in your community. And what you talk about is you have such a great heart about being wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, the way how you handle yourself, the way you treat yourself, the things that you've done, the charity you're involved in, all of that speak volumes about who you are. And yeah, look, we're not asking if you're going to do it. I think if the folks have any question, we'll take a question or two. But I think on my personal opinion, I think you'll be a great leader to represent our community from a state level and possibly higher. That would be great. But like I said, you have strived always to be greater and better, every step of the way. You live it by the day, yes, but I can't wait to see your journey that you have, outlined for our community forward. So Aminta, we just have a couple more minutes, but I just want to say thank you, and I want to give the mic to you a little bit for you to talk to the folks a little bit. And before we say goodbye, I want you to give one piece of advice to anyone out there who wants to follow the footstep in leadership, in serving our community. A little piece of advice as well.
Sure. So stay humble, right? I think sometimes a lot of people let things get to their head and they end up forgetting exactly where they came from. They forget the people that helped them to get there. They forget where they started. They forget their parents. They forget their community. They become larger than life and they forget to stay humble. And you can still stay humble and be confident at the same time. It is a delicate balance, right? But I think that is very, very, very important. For young people, I would also say, and for all people, take care of your mental health. When something feels like it's not making you feel good and it doesn't feel healthy and it feels toxic, don't ignore it because it's going to bottle up and it's going to explode. Make sure you be mindful of that mental health. And we're seeing more and more today with regard to some of the things that are happening at the citywide level, how mental health is a huge issue. When it comes to some of the things we're seeing on the subway station, a lot of folks who are experiencing homelessness and also dealing with mental health issues are doing things that are deeply harmful. So we have to think about protecting our mental health as well. Um, what else? Make sure you don't squander the resources that are available to you. We live in New York City. I'm talking about young people specifically. We live in New York City and we have access to so much. But sometimes it breaks my heart when I see how our young people spend their time and energy. And I'm not saying we all have to go do food pantry work during our free time. We could have fun too. Don't get me wrong. I like having fun and I like dancing and doing all the things, right? But it's also important to use some of your time in a way that is meaningful to society, right? And there's no shortage of ways in which you can do that. Uh, be healthy in your romantic relationship. Sorry, I'm gonna go on. I have so much things I could say.
I love it,
Anyway,
and there's so much more I want to ask you too. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to do another session with you and ask more questions.
yeah, sure. I mean, I would love this. I love this. It's great. And like I said, be healthy in your romantic relationships, right? Because sometimes we don't realize how we talk to each other. We could talk nice to people out in the streets and and do wonderful things, but if we're not treating those in our own home with respect and dignity and love, then what purpose is it that we're going outside and doing all the good things, right? So, I think there's so much to be said and I can go on and on and on. I talk too much sometimes.
Yeah,
And
we love to hear from
imagine my
you.
husband and I. Imagine the two of us, how much we talk to talk in our house. But very, very grateful, Roshan, and happy Father's Day also to anyone who's
Thank
going to be
you.
celebrating tomorrow. And grateful, and I love our community. I love our community. For all the things that people say about our community negative, I have to say I love this community so much. And I feel like we are in a beautiful zeitgeist moment where things are really moving forward in the right direction. And I'm thank you for this platform and for uplifting our voices, Roshan.
Thank you so much. And let me say happy Father's Day to your dad as well for having such a wonderful, wonderful person that's representing us in our community and all the hard work that you're doing. And absolutely, I'd love to have you again on the program so we can continue to, talk more. And we definitely will talk quite a lot more. But also, I would like you to say hello to all of our folks in beautiful Guyana as we are live in Essequibo, Demerara, and Berbice, three different frequencies throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. This is Rosh Mr. RS and in conversation with the wonderful Aminta Kelwan here today. Aminta, you have to say hello to the folks in Guyana.
Hello, everybody in Guyana, the beautiful, beautiful land of Guyana, especially my family and my relatives that are all there, who I hope are tuning in. Serum Chacha, Auntie Rashri, everybody in Guyana. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday morning and have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and make sure you do something good for yourself this weekend.
Indeed. Is there any activity you have coming up that you would like the folks to know about?
Yes, please. So we have on Saturday coming, June 25th, we are having a pop-up food pantry happening at our space on 130-01 Liberty Avenue, Unit 1R. So it's not directly on Liberty, it's just a couple steps in. But you can miss us once you see us there. We're going to be giving out lots of goodies, including some squash, some carrots, some tomatoes, rice, like brown rice, because we're trying to prioritize health in our community. We know that a lot of our folks suffer from ailments like diabetes, so we're trying to combat that in the food that we're giving out. Lots of things are going to be given out that day. So June 25th at 1 o'clock, and folks can bring their bag. And again, no stigma. You could be of any walk of life and come on that line and get some free stuff. No stigma associated whatsoever. It'll be fun. It'll be a nice day out in the sun, hopefully. So inviting everybody to come out then. June 25th, 1 o'clock.
Great. So folks, make sure you come out June 25th, 1 o'clock. You can check if anyone wants to follow you, find out more about your activities and events. How can they find you?
Sure. So on Facebook, my name is Aminta Kilawan Narayan. So you can just type in on Facebook and add me as a friend. Also, my organization is South Queens Women's March. And South Queens Women's March has a Facebook page. And we are also on Instagram at the same handle. So you can follow us there. We also have a website. I can put it in the chat as well. Or Roshan can put it later. But that's basically how you can find me. But the easiest way is just to type in my name, and you can find all the information that way.
Thank you so much, Aminta. Such a pleasure to have you here with us today. And I don't want to stop talking. I love talking, so I am looking forward to have you back in the program again, and we will continue talking about, your organization and what you do. So any last words from you before I let you go?
I think that's it. Just stay well, everybody. Stay safe and take care of yourselves, and make sure that happiness is a priority in your life. Do things that make you happy and fulfilled. Life is too short, even though I'm Hindu and we live in multiple lives, but we only going to remember this one life, right? So make the best of this life that you can remember.
Absolutely. Aminta, thank you so much. And looking forward to speak with your husband later on into the program as well. Rohan will be joining us.
Good.
Aminta, thank you very much.
Take care, Roshan. Good night. Good day, everyone.
Take care. And to the folks, if you're just joining into the program, we just want to say welcome to each and every one of you. If I'm missing your messages, I apologize. We have a jam-packed program today. And as we get through the program, stay with us. I'll be here until 1. And as we get into the program more, I'll try and get to some of your messages as well. But of course, we're going to get to some musical entertainment. And I want y'all to listen to this one.
Adil Mr. Dunya alongside Maha. Well, I give you everything I have, baby.
We have another guest who's going to be joining us in a moment. He's already here. Welcome, my beautiful Guyana. This is Rosh, Mr. RS. Happy Saturday. We bring it back like this. Ivan Ramo, Savi Sinat, Bamika Ramlochan. Happy Father's Day going out to your wonderful dad, Rohan of Bushlat Village, West Coast Burbies, and to your husband, Andrew. Also to brother Sandesh, to my Uncle Paul, and all the fathers in my life. Oh my God, if I got to list all the fathers, we're in trouble. But happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers out there.
I don't care what nobody say. It's about that time. You and me is all I need to jam and bust a line. I am quality music, where you say.
भी बेकरार है बहकी हूँ ये ख्यालों पे अब ना इख्तियार है
It was so wonderful, such a pleasure. You know, when you have someone like Aminta to kind of like have a conversation with, it makes it such a pleasure to like enjoy a beautiful conversation. So well educated, such a humble person. So thank you, Aminta. Love to you and the entire family. And I have another young man who was joining us in the program. I say young because he's a lot less than 100 years old, so you gotta be young.
Well, here now. No come here and hold me back when music take over. We gonna reach up again soon. And it's all
You know, he recently got married to the love of his life. And boom, wham, bam, overnight, a baby girl came in. Hey, yes. But you know, when you're serious about life and you know what you want, you just go and get it. So I just want to remind you guys very quickly before we get to my brother. Remember, support the events that's coming up. We got Chutney Invasion in Orlando, Florida. Make sure you guys check it out. It's at the Genesis Event Center. Call 754-800-1595. And tonight, I will be your MC for Get Real, which means a recognition dinner at the KISS Entertainment Center in Queens, New York. You want to get tickets? We got Terry G, we got Tausif, we got Anthony, we got Cherish, we got Sundar Bobo granddaughter herself, Natasha, and we got Uma is going to be dancing Terry Gadraj. That's a great event tonight, and dinner is included in your ticket price. And yes, then he went
this one for the wife, hey.
and just changed the game and says, I singing for my wife.
It's a love thing, baby.
I doing my wedding Bollywood style. And he did this one.
आज कहना जरूरी है आज कहना जरूरी है कि तुमसे प्यार हुआ है कि तुमसे प्यार हुआ है बड़ी मुश्किल ये दूरी है
Badi mushkil ye doori. You know, when I hear this, anytime I hear this song, it's like when you're addicted to something and you just wanna, you just can't help yourself. You just gotta sing it. I don't know. There's something about this song. I gotta find out. Welcome, my brother, Mr. Dibia. Welcome to the program. You're live in my beautiful country, in our beautiful country, Guyana as well. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be here. This is home for me. Abee Chunes has always been my home since the inception of my career. And Rosh, you know, you're water can't pass between we. You're my blood family, man. And it's a pleasure to be here with everyone. Sitaram and locked on, the entire Abee Chunes cast and crew. Love you guys.
And of course, you got to big up all the people in Guyana. We're live. RGI in Guyana, in Essequibo, Barbies, and Demerara.
Of course. A big up to all of my family and friends and fans and everybody.
Well, first, let me ask you this question.
Live with us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
How is my wonderful sister Narda handling our Princess Janvi? Wait, I think we got a little connection lost here, but he's gonna be back. We're gonna go back to this song. Yes, I know, Mr. Dunia.
I fall in love with every
Married to his
story.
sweetheart,
But baby,
Narda Prasad
my
Sikko.
favorite memory because I love you, baby.
Yes, part of the Dunia movement,
And before this night is over,
right here in Bronx, New York.
ज़माने को पीछे कहीं छोड़ दे हम, चलो आज सारी हदें तोड़ दे हम, ज़माने को पीछे कहीं छोड़ दे हम, चलो आज सारी हदें तोड़ दे हम। सनम आशिकी का कैसा असर है, कहाँ आ गई है, नहीं अब खबर है। हाँ, सांस तुम भी अधूरी है,
सांस तुम भी अधूरी है कि तुमसे प्यार हुआ है, कि तुमसे प्यार हुआ है।
आज कहना जरूरी है, आज कहना जरूरी है कि तुमसे प्यार हुआ है।
I will see if we get back Anil.
प्यार
Oh, we didn't get him back yet. Coming back.
कि तुमसे प्यार हुआ है, कि
Auntie Yudwanti, good morning to you.
I fall in love with every love story.
Auntie Yudwanti says
This is my favorite memory.
she's listening
I love you,
loud and
baby.
clear.
And I need
Auntie
you
Yudwanti, we're going to get to your message.
before this
Sorry, Adil. I know connections are not so reliable sometimes, but welcome back.
It's not really connections. Today is actually my 1 year anniversary, so it's so fitting that you're playing this song right now. 1 year ago, I got married to the love of my life, and my phone has just been going crazy all morning. Besides that,
Oh my goodness.
era baby Princess Dunia. It's been
Well, congratulations, my brother.
thank you so much.
Officially 1 year anniversary, and then you got a beautiful princess.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many words in the English dictionary that can sum up the feelings and the emotions that I have right now. I think the word blessed gets the closest to what I want to explain and express. And the only way that I actually know how to express these emotions is through music. So here we are again with another release for you all, and this time dedicated to two heartbeats coming together and making one, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? You know, not a lot of folks, you know, they may or may not know, but you are a strong believer. You know, and I see how you believe in power, in the ultimate power and Shaktima and the strength of Lord Shiva. If I'm not wrong.
Of course, yeah. Bholinath, Lord Shiva, he leads my life. Very, very religious and spiritual on a much higher level of communication. I've been able to get guidance at a tender age of how to use music as a medium to communicate with God and also with God's children, which is each and every one of us. So yeah, definitely I lead with God first in everything that I do. And will continue to do so. I'll never forget my roots.
I'm going to ask you a question. I hope it's not a hard question, but we have seen a lot of folks says, and have said time and time again, believe in God and things will get better. How would you define that in a sense that, I could say, you know what? Yeah, I believe in God, but you have a different sense of what you call believing in God. And what is that to you?
I mean, it's human nature to look at the negative in anything. And sometimes belief in God and doing all the rituals and whatever religion, Hinduism, um, Christianity, it doesn't matter. Like sometimes things don't get better, and that's the actual fact. But if we look at the positive in it, it could have been a lot worse if you didn't do what you were supposed to do, or have that belief and that faith. And I'm a strong believer that God only gives you what you can handle. And that test of faith sometimes comes from him directly. So my spirituality and my religion, and my own mindset and belief, my heart tells me that there is a higher being. No matter what caste, color, or creed you may call it, there is a supreme being that controls this mind, this heart, and that belief will never change and never alter. And anybody that says otherwise, that's your own belief. I don't discriminate against any of that, but that's a test of faith as well to you.
Beautifully said, my brother. We're gonna get to go into your new song, but quick advice.
Yeah.
When someone knock you down, what do? What's your advice?
Come back 10 times stronger.
There you go. Come back 10 times stronger. And Anil is a testament to what it is, because we could go on in this conversation, we'll never finish, and talk about all the bad things that happens in the past, but
Absolutely.
you don't talk about what's bad. You feel, I just said to someone the other day, if you have a bunch of grapes and there's good ones and rotten ones, which one you gonna eat? And she said, well, of course the good ones. Who wants to eat rotten ones? I'm like, yeah, so if your life is full with bad people and good people, why are you talking about the bad ones?
Absolutely.
So my brother, great advice. Tell us about this new song.
So this one is very unique, Rosh. It's different, right? It's a pretty knowing song. It's from one of my favorite producers and directors in the music industry of Bollywood, A.R. Rahman. It's from the movie Roja. It's absolutely beautiful song and very poetic. And in this new music video that I released yesterday, I included the subtitles. So the song is entitled Dil Hai Chota Sa. The entire aspect of doing this song as a refix and dedicating it to my baby girl came from my beautiful wife, right? This is a song that we played whilst she was in mommy, and she would be kicking like Kung Fu Panda. This would quiet her down and like give mommy some rest. And then after she had a healthy birth, this is the song that would always put a smile on her face or put her to nap time, right? So it is one of her favorites since she has been in the womb. It always kind of like shanties her and gives her that peace of mind and brings a smile to her face. And the song is saying Dil Hai Chota Sa, this little heart of mine. So it's me speaking to Janvi about Janvi, so to speak, if that makes sense. How it's elated to so many different things. Like the sky is the limit. I want to fly like the birds. I want to swim like the fish. I want to smell as beautiful as the flowers do. And it's talking about how precious this little heart is. And that's exactly how I feel about Janvi. I think that the sky is the limit for her. Myself and my wife will give her every opportunity and the exposure that she needs and every roadway and pathway that's possible for her to succeed in life. At the end of the day, it's up to her, but the sky is the limit, right? She can do anything that she wants to do. And Daddy will always be there for her, for sure. So that is the song.
But before we drop the song, sorry to cut you, but I saw something in the video, and I'm not sure if everyone saw this. But I think you knows this. I saw something in the video. As you sing this song, and you look at Narda playing with Janvi, and you already saw the future. You
Yeah.
watch her grow up, and you
Um,
watch playing ball with her and going to the park with her and doing all these things with her. A storyline, amazing. I love the storyline.
my closest friend, brother, and business partner, Ranjiv, he called me yesterday after he saw the video, after it was launched, and he was in tears. He couldn't even speak. And the first thing that he uttered out of his mouth is like, this is beyond words, like what we're all about, right? Family, music, quality, everything in one video. But the biggest thing that I took out of this music video is I saw your daughter grow up in 3 minutes. And it's funny that you point that out. But like, yeah, that's
Yes.
the point of the video. It's me.
And you end it very beautifully, where you saw your daughter grow in 3 minutes, and there was a subtle message in the end, and it says that when your children grow up, they will have their own life. I saw when you walked and she walked past
Yeah,
each other,
yeah,
and such a beautiful message, because isn't that how it is? Kids
yeah,
will grow up and they may forget sometimes where they come from.
absolutely. And
Parents will never forget it.
you can envision all of these things that you want for your kids, right? Like that's the position that I'm in right now. You know, everybody would say, "Oh, John V is the next superstar. He's going to sing like Lata Mangeshkar because she's Anna Dunia's daughter," right? But the fact of the matter is, I don't even know. We don't know if John V will be even interested in music, right? Like we'll give her that exposure, but you never know. And I'm glad that you pointed out that message. Like whatever she takes on in life, she will be successful, and we will be there to support her. And that's how we should be for our kids.
Absolutely. My brother, I want to say thank you. I want to encourage each and every one of you that is locked on, that's on our video feed, that's listening on the apps, and that's listening in Guyana. Check out my brother, Mr. Anil Dunia. Check him out on Facebook. Check out this brand new song, Dil Hai Se Chota. Anil, I want you to launch the song.
Yeah, thank you so much to God Almighty first, as we discussed. Never lead life without him/her, right? This half and half, universal mother and father. To my mother and father, for always guiding and protecting, encouraging. Roshan and the entire Abee Chunes team, thank you for giving us this platform to let our voices to be heard. To my beautiful wife and my encouraging family that took part in this. To NSYNC Productions, Nirmal Singh for shooting this amazing video and bringing my vision to a reality. To Rishi Mahatu, Maha Productions for producing this amazing track. These are all uncles of John V as well, as Roshan is. So I thank you again and again, all of you, all the fans locked on and that's been supporting me over the years. Thank you again and again. This one is Dil Hai Chota Sa by yours truly, Anil Mr. Dunia. Dedicated not only to my Princess John V, but the kids, the children, the future of tomorrow. Happy Father's Day, happy early Father's Day to all of the fathers locked on and around the world, and those mothers that are both father and mother as well. Happy Father's Day to you, Rosh. Dil Hai Chota Sa, Anil Mr. Dunia. I love you guys. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day, my brother. Here we go! For the first time, right here, Abee Chunes and around the world.
Music movements, well you know, say I'm Mr. Dunia.
After you listen to the song, you gotta check out the video. And it goes!
Well, this one little different, very near and dear to me. I've seen Bollywood doctor become papa. Music movements, well you know, say I'm Mr. Dunia. I'm way up in Adima. That this ya one for the baby girl. Future. Dil hai chota sa, choti si aasha, masti bhari man ki, bholi si aasha. Jaane taro ko,
छूने की आशा आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा दिल है छोटा सा छोटी सी आशा Don't you fear this a tune not for you my dear wrap you in my arms and give you sweet and not here don't you see you make me whole life complete give you the entire world and then me put it on repeat don't you know that the day with you wherever you go love you with all of my heart from your head to your toe don't you stress me precious like a dunya princess cause baby all I have is yours all the best nothing less
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Lalita Dairam, Monrepo Market joining us. Yes, a happy Father's Day going out to Buddy, coming from Lalita and the kids. Yes, Sean and Sarah. Also, to the wonderful moms out there who are fathers as well. The Lalita mom who is our father. Mom Darrow. And we're gonna bring it back, right? Yes, I love it. So I want each and every one of you, right now, I want you guys to show some love. I want to show some love to Mr. Anil Dunia. Thank you all for sharing that video. Lalita Monrepo. Yes. Committee says, Happy Father's Day to all the loving dads. Her dad, her brother, her husband, and her son, and nephews. छोटी सी आशा मस्त भर मन की हाँ भोली सी आशा चांद तारों को छूने की आशा आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा दिल है छोटा सा छोटी सी आशा Well baby girl I love you I love you L-O-V, I love you. L-O-V, I love you. L-O-V, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you, baby girl. Yeah, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah, I love you, I love you, I love you, baby girl. Yeah, I love you, I love you, I love you. हाँ, स्वर्ग सी धरती गिर रही जैसे मेरा मन भी तो गिर रहा वैसे कोयल की तरह गाने कर मन बिजली की तरह मचलू यार मन जवानी लाए रंगीन सपना दिल है छोटा सा छोटी सी आशा मस्त भर मन की भोली सी आशा चांद तारों को छूने की आशा आसमानों में उड़ने की आशा दिल है छोटा सा छोटी सी आशा Oh, I love the vibes. Oh, yes. Come on if you're feeling the vibes. Run Hatari. Yes, my beautiful Guyana. I love each and every one of you. And those of you joining us here for the first time, we want to say welcome to each and every one of you as we continue the program and we celebrate Father's Day. We bring you this one here, Vijay and Shriya Ramkisoon on this wonderful Akele Hum Akele Tum. If you love your daddy, whether he's here or not, if he's not here, close your eyes and say, I love you, daddy. And if your daddy is here, then give him a hug.
I love
मासूम तू शैतान
But you love me, Daddy.
तू मेरा दिल तू मेरी जान
Oh, I love you, Daddy.
तू मासूम तू शैतान
But you love me, Daddy.
I want to say happy good morning to Anasha. Hey, Anasha and Rain, joining us from Anna Katerina. And folks, make sure you check out Anasha Salon in Anna Katerina. Tell Anasha Rosh sent you.
यूं तो है तू नन्हा सा है मगर गुरु सबका और इसी शरारत से दिल जिगर मैं हूँ सबका कहने को है यूं तो हजार कोई मगर तुझ सा कहा
अकेले हैं अकेले तुम
जो हम
संग
है तो फिर
Yes.
क्या हम तू
Happy Father's Day to my brother Harish Sukhdev.
मेरी जान
Happy Father's Day to Navin Ramsaran. He said Teddy is his son. To my brother Navin Singh. To my brother Terry G.
But you love
To all the fathers in my life. Bringing you another one.
Me gusta mi padre.
And this one goes Papa Karte Hai.
Cuando yo la vi. Y ese
Auntie Pomati, hand good morning to you.
Perdóname, te lo tenía que decir. Está dura, 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 dura. Que está dura, mandaré.
Auntie Chandra says,
Está dura, mamacita.
birthday greetings going out to the wonderful son Yogesh
Brilla tu piel, está dura.
Durjan, wishing him a happy birthday.
Yo te doy un 20 de letra dura.
May he live to see many, many more years.
Papá que te
Happy, healthy years.
हम करेगा.
Hope you enjoy.
हमारा ऐसा काम.
Greetings are coming from his mom, Auntie Chandra, his wife Molly, and his daughter Jaya.
है मेरी मंजिल.
All your relatives and friends wishing you a happy, happy birthday.
पापा कहते हैं मेरा नाम.
We bring it back like this, right?
Dura, dura, que está dura, manda arriba pa' que tú te ves bien. Está dura, mamacita, te viste de nivel. Dura, mira cómo brilla tu piel, está dura. Dímelo, dímelo como que está dura. Yo te doy un 20 de letra dura, dura, dura. पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा. बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा. मगर ये तो कोई न जाने है मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ.
पापा करते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा.
बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा.
That one is V-Ram from Trinidad and Tobago.
कोई न जाने है मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ. पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा. Cause when I walk in and I talking and I vibes in, I don't care what anybody thinking or they saying. I know I'm gonna make it big one day. We're blessings from above and the goodness from my daddy. The way he works for all of us no show. He sacrificed, he make it something others might not take. He gave up all his pleasures and most of his pleasures just for us to live good and have a great life. Dura, 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 que está dura, mano arriba porque tú te ves bien. Está dura, mamacita, te viste de nivel. Dura, mira cómo brilla tu piel, está dura. Dímelo, dímelo como que está dura. Yo te doy un 20 de letra dura, dura, dura. बैठे हैं मिलके सब यारे अपने, सबके दिलों में अरमाए हैं. बैठे हैं मिलके सब यारे अपने सबके दिलों में अरमाए हैं वो जिंदगी में कल क्या बनेगा हर एक नजर का सपनाए हैं कोई इंजीनियर का काम करेगा बिजनेस में कोई अपना नाम करेगा मगर ये तो कोई न जाने कि मेरी मंजिल
Radha.
है कहाँ
Radha Dari says, a shout out going out to Happy Father's Day to all the dads, especially. She said, fathers is a child first role model. And greetings from perfect boutique, right? Right, Radha? Sham Dashrat, welcome. Sham, Minigan and Rosebuddy.
A big one, Mahaya gets it on. We run, going straight to number one. There we go. चंदन पूछा तारों से तारों ने पूछा हजारों से सबसे प्यारा कौन है पापा मेरे पापा पापा मेरे पापा चंदा ने पूछा तारों से तारों ने पूछा हजारों से चंदा ने पूछा तारों से तारों ने पूछा हजारों से सबसे प्यारा कौन है पापा मेरे पापा ओ पापा मेरे पापा चंदा ने पूछा तारों से तारों ने पूछा हजारों से सबसे प्यारा कौन है पापा मेरे पापा ओ पापा मेरे पापा मेरे पापा ओ पापा मेरे पापा चंदा ने पूछा तारों से तारों ने पूछा हजारों से चंदा ने पूछा तारों से तारों ने पूछा हजारों से सबसे प्यारा कौन
Auntie Chandra Mango, welcome. Dirty Mansaram, joining us all the way from Suriname.
मीठे मीठे बातों से वो सबको हंसाता है
And Auntie Yurunti would like to say happy pre-Father's Day to all the fathers around the world, especially to her loving and caring brother, historian Tota Munger of Campbellville, Hemnat Munger of Scarborough, Canada, and Tilak Dari Munger of USA. Lots of love from their children, also from their brother Bharat Munger of Markham, Canada, Sister Doreen Deochan, Pansy Milhan, Auntie Yudwanti Uditram, Rita Munger, and Shanti Siku, wishing them an enjoyable and blissful Father's Day. They all love you, tons and tons. Happy Father's Day to Auntie Yudwanti as well, as she has been both mother and father for her two loving daughters, Shelley and Asha, for almost 15 years. She loved them a trillion times. Tara Khan, good day to you. And Tara says happy Father's Day to her husband Shamir Khan. And of course, their adopted father, Shauk Ali, and also a neighbor uncle Sharif, and brothers from Tara.
We all love you.
Shaukat Ali, of Aurora Estate, from his daughter Tara Khan.
You're my strength, you are my papa. देख के तुझको दिल को मेरी चैन आता है. You're my heart, you're my strength, you are my papa. ये कैसा रिश्ता.
A lot of Papa song today. Yes, we're bringing this one back.
This is Keyshawn Singh, and this is dedicated to all the fathers out there. Thank you, Papa. We all love you. तुझको ना देखूं तो जी घबराता है. You're my heart, you're my strength, you are my papa. देख के तुझको दिल को मेरी चैन आता है. You're my heart, you're my strength, you are my papa. ये कैसा रिश्ता है, कैसा नाता है. You're my heart, you're my strength, you are my papa. देख के तुझको दिल को मेरे चैन आता है. You're my heart, you're my strength, you are my papa.
And if you're joining us here for the first time, we want to say welcome to each and every one of you. If you're on the road and you're driving, please be careful. Turn the volume up nevertheless. Enjoy the music, but pay careful attention to the road. To my wonderful folks in Guyana, to the length and breadth of Guyana, special good day to you all. And a happy Father's Day from Terry G, as he says, I love you, Papa.
I love you, Papa. My love.
Gita, it's your first time in the last minute. Bring it back to the top.
I love you, Papa, my loving father. I love you, Papa, my loving father.
Radha Tari, it's such a pleasure to have you here with us. And I do hope we're making your Saturday better. How are you all planning to celebrate Father's Day?
I love you, Daddy.
And I want to know especially, you know what I want to know, right?
I love you all.
What do you guys have cooking on this wonderful Saturday?
I love you, Papa. I love you, Daddy, for all the memories you gave to me. I love you, Papa, my loving father. You are my hero, my rock and foundation,
strong like Hanuman. You are my Superman. You are my shining star.
Let me bring that back. Because I want to ask you guys this question. And just drop me a quick line on the live there. Yes, you can get the live on Abee Chunes Radio Facebook page. So drop me a line in that chat box. What does your father means to you? Again, what does your father means to you?
You are my hero, my rock and foundation. Strong like Hanuman. You are my Superman. You are my shining star. Always been so great. So on this special day, we want to celebrate. You are my Guruji. You are so wise and strong. You loved and taught me what's right from wrong. That's why I love you and I want to confide. I want to be like you, that filled you with pride. Love you, Papa. I love you, Daddy, for all the memories you gave to me. I love you, Daddy, and I want you to know I love you always, wherever I go. I love you, Papa.
And Shamdasha says, my dad is my hero.
You gave to me. I love you, Papa, my loving father.
As my brother Imran, he says, best wishes to all the dads celebrating this weekend.
You were a teacher, principal and headmaster, a great MC, the best that there could be. Thank you for guiding me, making my dreams come true. Daddy, I'm grateful and I'm so proud of you. Your words of wisdom.
And a happy pre-birthday greetings going out to the dear and loving niece Gitanjali Suchira singer known as Deepa of Hosterin, Essequibo Coast, who will be celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Sincere birthday wishes coming from her loving husband Sunil, children Bomika, Sanjay, Mom Rita, mother-in-law Rani, sister-in-law Malika, and also from Kira and Brian, aunts, Mamu's cousins, and most of all from Auntie Yudwanti and cousin Shelly and Asha Uditram. They all want to wish you a very happy birthday and many, many more. May Durga Ma divine blessings always be with you. Gitanjali, happy birthday to you. So what are you guys cooking today? I want to hear a little bit what we got on the fire. As we go to this next one here, sweet My Sweet Papa, done by Arjit Singh.
You would go out and do hard labor in the rain and sun all night and day to make me happy in all comfort with a big smile on your tired face. Oh, Papa, thank you for everything, for so much comfort that you bring. You give me love and much protection. You are my hero, my only one. Oh, Papa.
And we're gonna bring that one back, of course. And Radhadari says, that she's so proud to have the upbringing of her grandparents. Her grandparents, her grandfather taught her everything she knows, made her who she is today. And isn't that such a beautiful thing? Many don't even know their grandparents. She said she don't know her dad. She wasn't lucky enough. But you know, knowing your grandfather is something not many knows. Your father bring you into this world. Remember that, Radha. But you're so lucky to have been brought up by your grandfather. Their blood flows in your veins. Their intellect grows with you.
You would go out and do hard labor in the rain and sun all night and day to make me happy in all comfort.
Thank you, my brother Imran.
With a big smile on your tired face. Oh, Papa, thank you for everything, for so much comfort that you bring. You give me love and much protection. You are my hero, my only one. Oh, Papa, my sweet Papa, thanks for bringing me into this sweet world. You give me love and much protection. You are my hero, my only one. You give me love and much protection. You are my hero, my only one. Oh, Papa.
Yes, don't forget to wish your fathers and all the fathers in your life a happy Father's Day. And you know, you can do that in many ways. Do something in their name if they're not here. But if they're here, you just give them a hug. Call them and says, I love you and I want to hug you. They'll love to hear from you.
You would make sacrifice to do almost anything to make your children proud of you. You would go hungry to make them happy. They are your only luxury. If someone tried to hurt your children, well, they will surely be sorry. You give me love and much protection. You are my hero,
My only one. Oh, Papa, gay hum. Tu hi sang sang tu chin.
Into the sweet world.
Thank you, Kausalya Prasad.
Give me
Gita Baldeo, thank you.
much protection. You are my hero.
Navindra Navi Butram.
My only one. You give me
Good morning to you, brother.
much protection.
Make sure you guys check out Navi Budram Navindra. Follow him on Facebook. Oh yes, awesome producer, lover of music. Marzina Dutaram, welcome. Radha Dari. Frazina Ibrahim. Hello, Frazina.
Fathers might be in heaven. He's looking down on you, child. Please don't cry.
Listen to this.
Fathers might be in heaven.
And listen carefully, right?
Some fathers might be in heaven. He's looking down on you, child. Please don't cry. The bond was there since the first day you were born. When he looked into your little eyes, a father figure will fight to the end. For his children, he will defend. You give me love and much protection. You are my hero, my only one. Oh,
Papa, you Oh, what a beautiful song.
Into this sweet world. You bring me love and much protection. You are my hero, my only one. You bring me love and much protection. You are my hero, my only one. Oh Papa, oh Papa, oh Papa.
Welcome to each and every one of you. Welcome to the program. Glad you all are joining with us here. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday.
Hey, this is Yax Way there from India. Happy Father's Day to all lovely fathers.
Yes, Vax Video on this next one here. So, folks, remember we have a wonderful event that's happening in Queens, New York. It's called Chutney Fireworks. Performing live, Raymond Ramnarain, yes, the music boss, and Savita, oh yes, the queen of chutney. For the first time, yes, for the first time, Savita and Raymond performing together here in Queens, New York. And we're going to be giving away 2 tickets. There's going to be 2 lucky winners. So pay attention and you'll get, it's 1 ticket per winner, right? But if you want to purchase ticket for the event before it's sold out, go to eventbrite.com and type in Chutney Fireworks. You can also call Justin Alley at 347-445-4861. If you want tickets for Savita and Raymond Chutney Fireworks, 347-445-4861. All right, folks, we're going to continue. After the commercial, I'll tell you how you can win a ticket for Chutney Fireworks. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned. We got to support our sponsors, right? Share the link and invite your friends then.
Have you been injured? Were you or a loved one involved in an auto accident, construction accident, trip and fall accident? Call your serious injury attorneys, Gregory Spector and Associates, 888-797-7735. That number again is 888-797-7735. Call today for your free consultation. Gregory Spector and Associates is located in Rosedale, Queens. If you can't come to us, we will come to you. All you have to do is call 888-797-7735. That number again, 888-797-7735. Hi, this is Terry Godraj for Nimcra Connectors Realty. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? Nimcra Connectors Realty is your best choice. Located at 13501 Lefferts Boulevard, Suite 206, South Ozone Park, New York. To get results, call Romeo Hidlau, 917-749-7700. Your favorite local realtor that lives and works right here. Nimcra Connectors Realty.
Are you trying to send a Western Union money transfer to Guyana? We'll tell your receiver they can now get their money transferred directly into their bank account. With Grace Kennedy Money Services, they never have to leave home. They can now get funds quickly and conveniently direct to their bank account. They just have to register online now for direct to bank at Grace Kennedy Money Services. The website is registration.gkmsonline.net or visit any Grace Kennedy Money Services Western Union agent location counter at any location countrywide. It's as simple as that. They can call 227-5141 for more information.
See, I told you guys it was going to be quick and it's going to be fast. But, we always got to support our sponsors because they are the one that makes the program possible, right? I want to welcome my brother Apache Warrior. Hey, Apache, welcome, brother. Welcome back. Privy, welcome. Oh my goodness. Remember, folks, yes, they are coming for the first time together in Queens, New York. It's Chutney Fireworks, Savita Singh, Raymond Ramnarayan. So, folks, I want you, here's the number. First, here is your chance to win a ticket for the event, right? The number you need is 201-762-4863. That's our studio number. You can WhatsApp me, or if you're on the live, well, you can message me on the live chat box as well. So, first question is, where is the event taking place? Chutney Fireworks. Where is the event taking place? The venue. Send me a message on WhatsApp. The third person will win a ticket to see Raymond Ramnarayan and Savita. And of course, again, the number 201-762-4863. 201-762-4863.
Daddy, you are number one. Oh my daddy, I love you, and I know you love me too. This I know for sure is true. You are a great man. Daddy, you are number one. Oh my daddy, I love you, and I know you love me too. This I know for sure is true. You are a great man. Daddy, you are number one.
And I don't say, don't tell me Queens. I said the venue. Tell me the venue.
This is your boy Pura, alongside Abee, inside Shakti's Studios. Say a happy Father's Day. Yo! You were right there from the start. You held my hand so I could walk. You taught me how to smile, how to play, and how I should talk. You were right there from the start. You held my hand so I could walk. You taught me how to smile, how to play, and how I should talk. Not because I'm grown up now, I will never forget you. Cause I know you love me too. You are a great man. Daddy, you are number one.
And yes.
I follow your footsteps and try to do the things you do. I always give my best, but I can never be like you. I follow.
Send me a WhatsApp message. 201-762-4863. 201-762-4863. You can even call WhatsApp on that number.
I'll always be the best.
And if you want to wish your fathers a happy Father's Day, if you want to call and wish Father's Day greetings as well, you can call me on WhatsApp 201-762-4863. Third person to message me on WhatsApp 201-762-4863. Win a ticket to see Raymond and Savita.
I will give them the joy and the love that I got from you. I have my own kids now, I want them to be happy too. I will give them the joy and the love that I got from you. So I want to thank you, Dad, for all that you've done for me. Your child I am proud to be. You are a great man, Daddy, you are number one. Oh my daddy, I love you, and I know you love me too. This I know sure is true. You are a great man, Daddy, you are number one.
And of course, the next one here from Sokaraja.
This one just for you. To my precious daddy, oh I love you so. Love you more than anything, I love you more than you know. I must let you know that there's nothing on this earth that can ever compare to what my daddy's worth. You are everything, Daddy, cause you gave me life.
I want to say happy Father's Day to Brother Joe in Connecticut and Sonita Singh.
The words that explain what I want to say.
Sonita as well.
When you are around,
Happy Father's Day
all my
to both of you.
cause you're my precious
Happy Father's Day to Brother Joe.
I love you so.
And to all the fathers
Love you more than
locked on and listening.
love you more than you know. I must let you know that there's nothing on this earth that can ever compare.
Hey
to
Tasha,
my daddy's.
welcome Tasha. Hello to you.
You will never want praise and thanks for the things you do. That is why I am so proud to have a daddy like you. And wherever you may go, wherever you may be, I will always wish the very best for you, Daddy. Cause you're my precious daddy, and I love you so. Love you more than anything, I love you more than you know. I must let you know that there's nothing on this earth that can ever compare to what my daddy's worth. I'm forever grateful, Daddy, cause you always cared. Giving me the most when you didn't have to share. I will always love you cause you mean the world to me. And I'll always be proud to say I'm your child, Daddy. Cause you're my precious daddy, and I love you so. Love you more than anything, I love you more than you know. I must let you know that there's nothing on this earth that can ever compare to what my daddy's worth.
And Tasha want to say happy Father's Day to her husband Harish. Tasha, what about Daddy?
More than anything, I love you more than you know.
Russell
I
Links.
must let you know that there's nothing on this earth that can ever
So you can call me on WhatsApp
my daddy's
201-762-4863 to send out your Father's Day greetings. Yvonne Ramo, Michael Nalini Naidu. Hey, Michael Nalini, I hope I see y'all later, right? And of course, this next one here, the wonderful voice of Caitlin. Caitlin Sultan singing Papa Mere Papa.
Archie, Nishat Sultan, Caitlin Sultan.
Yes, Tosh. But you know, you can still wish Daddy a happy Father's Day because he's with you. Always. Remember, if your dad is not physically here, aren't you also a reflection of your dad? Very beautifully done by Caitlin Sultan, singing so beautifully with her dad, Nishad Sultan. Hey, Devanan Sildas, welcome, my brother. Happy Father's Day. Papa. And of course, my grandpa says, Happy Father's Day going out to Milton Kisoon, to Solomon and Bab. Bass, Mamu in Schenectady. Happy Father's Day to all these wonderful fathers. Beautifully, Caitlin. And the next one here is from the music boss himself. Yes, Raymond Ramnarain.
Friends are forever. When everything seems like it's falling apart, you can rely on me. Boom blast. It's the showstopper.
Auntie Dantalin, yes, happy Saturday to you.
Pass the microphone, please.
पापा कहते हैं
We'll see.
बेटा हमारा पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा मगर ये तो
Sing, brother.
कोई न जाने ये मेरी मंजिल
है कहाँ? Hey! पापा करते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा. And a happy Father's Day going out to Milton Kissoon, Solomon Kissoon, and Mamu Bass.
कहते हैं मिलके सब यार अपने सबके दिलों में अजमाए हैं.
Happy Father's Day going out to my mom as well. She's a father and mother. Oh, Lado Gato.
We'll be together, now and forever. True friends are hard to find, but our friendship's so divine. You came in a perfect time. You're a friend of mine.
कोई इंजीनियर का काम करेगा बिजनेस में कोई अपना नाम करेगा मगर ये तो कोई न जाने ये मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ. पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा.
So we taking all your Father's Day greetings right now. Give me a call on WhatsApp 201-762-4863.
It's me and you. From now till the end.
Thank you, mommy. And I know Geeta is cooking Karela and Allen rice today. Oh lad, Geeta, not one Karela.
Friends are forever. We'll stick together. Always remember, this is the one showstopper. Take it over the world with music. One city at a time.
मेरा तो सपना है एक चेहरा देखे जो उसको जो मैं बाहर
We got a special guest going to be joining us in a few moments.
गलियों का मौसम आँखों में जादू होठों में प्यार बनता ये खूबसूरत काम करेगा.
Thank you, Tasha. Tasha, I hope I see you tonight. Yes, Kiss Entertainment Center. Recognition dinner. It's a recognition event. Terry G, Tausif, Anthony Gassad, Lado Gato, everybody there today. I think when I finish, I feel like I'm gonna go cook snapper curry with some dal and rice, maybe some poi bhaji. Anybody feel like having that? Hey, hey.
Friends are forever. When everything seems like it's falling
Yeah, I cook in that. All I gotta do is pass instruction. Hey, hey, this one here, ready from Dillingadan. Raymond Ramnarain.
का काम करेगा मगर ये तो कोई न जाने कि मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा.
Yes, and my grandpatney says Happy Father's Day to her dad in heaven. Make sure you guys come out tonight, Kiss Entertainment Center.
बैठे हैं मिलके सब यार अपने सबके दिलों में अजमाए हैं. I'm sitting with my friends from now until the end. We'll be together now and forever. True friends are hard to find, but our friendship's so divine. You came in a perfect time. You're a friend of mine. कोई इंजीनियर का काम करेगा, बिजनेस में कोई अपना नाम करेगा मगर ये तो कोई न जाने कि मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ. पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा. Friends forever, just me and you. From now till the end. Till you die for life. Friends are forever. We'll stick together. Always remember, this is the one showstopper. Taking over the world with music. One city at a time. मेरा तो सपना है एक चेहरा देखे जो.
All right, for the second question, for winner number 2, to see Raymond and Savita, Kiss Entertainment Center. Yes.
दुनिया में अपना नाम करेगा मेरी नजर से देखो तो यारो ये मेरी मंजिल है कहाँ.
What is the name of the event that Raymond and Savita will be performing at on July 2nd? The event is July 2nd. For the first time, Savita and Raymond performing at the name of the event.
It's all about Tagamaster.com.
Papa Steve and Sarika again. When you're in love with a beautiful woman, tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends. When you're in love with a beautiful woman,
Brother Joe, Connecticut.
you're in love with a beautiful
Yes.
woman.
Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. Harish. Yes.
When you're in love with a beautiful woman, tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends. When you're in love with a beautiful woman, it never ends, never ends, never ends.
Gita Baldio sending out a happy Saturday and blessings to Renita Shucharan.
Everybody wants to take your lady at home.
Oh, yes. Listen to it.
Everybody wants to take your lady at home.
Oh, my goodness.
Everybody wants to take your lady at home.
एक सीना कभी है जाए कभी Oh yes. Y'all remember this tune, right? Let me go back to it, right? Check out Sarika there. Oh yes. It's one taking you back. You know, every Saturday we travel in times here, right? We travel back. We time travel. Jaye take me hasina kabhi.
Tell your friends, when you're in love with a beautiful woman, it never ends. Everybody loves her, everybody wants her, everybody wants to take your lady at home.
Oh yes. Listen to this, right? So we got a special guest coming up, joining us in a moment. Share the link, invite your friends down. I want to say thank you all for joining with us here today. It's a wonderful Saturday. And remember, folks, quite a few events are coming up. It's Real Chutney Invasion happening in Orlando, and that's in June 24th. Make sure you get your tickets. Call 754-800-1595. And then tonight going down, it's Get Real with Shamiza Recognition Dinner. Call Shamiza 718-864-0668. That's 718-864-0668. Terry G, Anthony Prasad, Cherish Raghunandan, Natasha Sundar, Tausif Baksh. Great event.
Everybody wants her, everybody wants to take your lady at home.
As we get ready to welcome my next guest on the program here today, to each and every one of you, if you're joining me here for the first time, let me say welcome to each and every one of you. And we're so happy to have each and every one of you here with us today. And, indeed, if this is your first time, we do hope that you continue to come and join with us here every Saturday. Yes, we start at 10 o'clock, and then we continue maybe for as long as you want. But of course, I want to take the pleasure in welcoming, I always call him brother, and you know what? Because when you have such great respect for someone, you feel the connection. You have that, we call it vibes. And, we feel that vibes. So let me say a good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Welcome to my brother, Rohan Narayan. Welcome. Good afternoon to you.
And a humble namaste, sitaram, pranam to one and all. Roshan, thank you. I've been wanting to be on your show for a long time. So I've been following you for years, actually. If you recall the Richmond Hill Guyana flag raising that was in 2019, and you were the MC for that event. Ever since then, I was like, wow, and I wanted to be on your show. So I've waited 3 years to be on your show, waiting patiently. So Roshan,
Oh
thank you.
my
It's
goodness.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to be here. And before we get into the program and things like that, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the recognition from your office at the Angels Caribbean event. And it's always a pleasure to see you. Look, when we go to event and people says, you know what, we don't like to hear too much talking, da, da, da. But when I see you there, you brings a smile because you bring a certain aurora to your presence, and
Sure, sure.
it's
I
always a
come,
pleasure to see you there.
I come from the Pandit Chunilal Narayan School of public speaking, and so I've learned if you're not singing the Chow Pai, just be brief and be on stage. Be brief, 1 to 2 minutes, because after 60 seconds, people lose their focus, right? So you got to just
That's
keep
right.
it moving. Yeah, moving.
Absolutely. So, my brother, you're here today with us on this beautiful Saturday. First of all, I was made to understand that yesterday you were on site at the that tragic event that happened with the fire yesterday, and so sad what happens to the family who lost their homes. I think it was 5 homes that was affected yesterday, right?
It was. I should provide an update actually from the mayor's office. So for those who don't know, I'm a liaison to the mayor, Mayor Eric Adams, and I work at the community affairs unit. And there is an update I will share. So the 3 buildings are actually scheduled to be demolished. We're looking at, I wanted to provide folks with an update. We're looking at, it was a 4 alarm fire yesterday, and sadly, there were some loss of life. I believe 2 are confirmed, 1 is unconfirmed at the moment. This is not coming from media, this is coming direct from the Office of Emergency Management and the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. And then the only update I can give here, the three properties are scheduled to be demolished, and a vacate order has been issued for the 2 properties adjacent and the one across the street. As you may or may not know, Roshanji, the fire was of such a high temperature and wind velocity that some of the fire caught on to a fire truck and then caught the house across the street. So the roof across the street from the house actually caught fire. It was a very sad, very sad and tragic day yesterday, and our community, Roshanji, is still very much in mourning.
Yeah, indeed. And when anytime we hear loss of life, there should never be any life lost. But when we hear the loss of life, it's very sad. And of course, with that family, our prayers are with them, with all of them, even the ones that are affected and don't lost any life. Their life has changed. And I want to say thank you for the wonderful update. You, the entire team, the firefighters, everyone who was out there yesterday fighting to contain this. Could have gone even worse because it was a very hot day, and we saw how quickly that spread. So the firefighters did their best and contained this very within the time that they were there. So thank you for that update.
You're welcome. I agree. The real heroes here, the fire department, as you said, going in there, they could not come back out. And sometimes they go to work, and that day they go to work can be their last. And we have to remember that. And it's one of the beauties of living in New York City. You can dial 911, and in a matter of minutes, you can have heroes come to help.
Yes, and like you said, in a matter of minutes, because that particular street is a very narrow street where people are parking on both sides in an emergency, and they've managed to maneuver themselves to get there and get this done. So we want to say thanks to our frontline firefighters and police officers that's out there putting their life on the line to make this happen. Rohan, as we get into, we just get started, like you said, and you mentioned before, you are a community liaison for the mayor's office. Tell us and introduce yourself a little bit to all the folks who don't know Rohan Narang.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. And I came into this role, as my wife said before earlier, about a few hours ago. I grew up here in the community, local Queens, Richmond Hill kid. I am the Shishya to Guru Pandit Chunalal Narayan, son to Dr. Dan Paul Narayan, so my mom, Sophie Narayan. Really just grew up in the Mandir. I grew up learning about what it means to be a good public servant. The mayor's office at the time in 2019, under the leadership of Mayor Bill de Blasio, was hiring the first ever South Asian liaison. It wasn't a position they had in city government, and they wanted to have the best person. They interviewed, and by God's graces, by Bhagwan's blessings, I was chosen. And so I do three main things, Roshan. The three main things I do: I bring concerns from our community to the mayor's office. If it's a broken street lamp, if it's garbage not being picked up, if your car got swiped overnight and you don't know who did it and you need help, if you need help reaching out to your precinct, if you've been discriminated against, if you may be an immigrant going for naturalization papers and you want to learn the process, anything that affects you as a New Yorker and you need help with, I'm your guy to help you with that. So that's the first thing I do. Second, and you've probably seen this, I do award through research, citations, letters, and proclamations. And so if there are events in the community, there was a Mother's Day event hosted by the Angels Caribbean Band. The mayor's office did their research and procured about 30 citations for members of the community who have worked hard to make sure that these events still keep on going. So that's the second thing I do. The third thing I do, the third and final thing that I do, I try to put Caribbean events on the mayor's calendar. That's one of the biggest things I do, letting City Hall know that the Caribbean community exists, the Indo-Caribbean community exists, and those events need to be attended by high-level officials in city government. I always try to get the mayor out, or commissioners or other elected officials in the radar of the Caribbean community. And those are the three things I do, Roshan.
Those are those are three big things. I mean, because one of the things we always talk about is Richmond Hill. Richmond Hill, which is now known by many names. You have Little Bangladesh, you have Little Punjab, you have Little Guyana. There's so many different diversity in this community that we live in here, and you have to deal with all these different different background of folks, right? They don't all the time knows about well, what's happening in the state level, what's happening in the city level. How do we support our elected officials to to serve our community? Because an East Indian community and a West Indian community is two different mentality, right? So we're talking about bridging the gap between all these diversified community, and that's where your role fits, right?
True. Yeah. I'll give a very short story. So I was a liaison during the pandemic, the peak of the pandemic, when the coronavirus, as we all know, we lived through this. There were no vaccines, there were no PPE, there wasn't anything to take. If you even rolled down your car window, as we all know, if you even rolled down your car window, there was a chance you could get infected, a chance you could end up in the hospital, a chance you could get intubated, and you may have to say goodbye to your loved ones over FaceTime. We all remember that. We all remember how crazy that was. But a good example, there was a young lady, a Guyanese woman. She called me. She was hysterical. She didn't know who to reach out to. She got my number from Richard David, a local community activist. And she said that her sister was on the USS Hudson, and her sister had COVID. And the Department of Health stopped calling her back, and she did not know who to speak to because they did not get an update about her sister. And I did not know what to do, but luckily I have this logo here, and it says the word Office of the Mayor. And Roshan, I didn't really realize, but sometimes if you have to use your power, you got to use it. right? And I said, look, I work for the mayor's office. I need to get an update on this Mataji. Her sister needs to find out, and we just need to know. And we didn't even know if she was alive or not. But long story short, she was moved off of the ship into a hospital, and she was alive. And that phone call that I gave to that woman, she was expecting either a yes or a no from me, right? Either yes, your sister is, or no, your sister isn't. And those times, that's when you need a Guyanese communicating to a Guyanese, a Trinidadian communicating to a Trinidadian, people from our culture communicating to people from our culture. And those days have started with an appointment such as myself to this position, and those days will not end, Roshan. There will be other liaisons in the Caribbean community. There will be other representatives. And I agree with you. If we don't have the right elected leadership yet, if we don't have the right elected officials fighting for us yet, I can tell you that that time will soon come.
Absolutely. And you're right. And you know what? You're here, you're representing our community, you're liaising because, sometimes people, they're afraid. They always think that, if I go to the precinct or go to the police office, it's always some kind of trouble, or something negative. They sometimes could feel that, the mayor is busy running the city, we can't talk to the mayor, or things like that. And this is what you're here for, liaising in understanding, because you're the first pipeline into any of the elected officials, right? So this is how they communicate, and you're the person that everyone needs to know and needs to understand, that if I need this, if I need that, Rohan is my guy in my community, that I need to reach out to. So first of all, thank you for the hard work. People don't understand how much work it is. It's a lot of work. To listen to everyone, make sure everything is prioritized, make sure everything is, calls are being returned and everything is communicated the right way. Now,
Yeah,
I'm heading that direction because I don't know if anyone knows this about you, but tell us about the U.S. Census Bureau.
Oh, about the U.S. Census. Yeah. In 2010, I used to work as an enumerator for the U.S. Census, and it's an area where I cut my teeth. And to provide folks with an update, from 2010 to 2020, there has been an increase in the population of Caribbeans citywide in New York City. And what does that mean, Roshan? That means that we, as a population, we have more representation than ever before. And I'll end with this about us. We are increasing in numbers, but we're lacking representation, as you mentioned. And I think that we need to see more of us. We need to see more of us on the ballots. We need to see more of us as candidates. We need to see more of us run and lose, because eventually everyone that runs will win. And we need to see more of us run and step up and run for office. And I want to make a quick mention about West Indian Heritage on June 30th. But so let me know if I have a chance to talk about that later. Now or later.
Absolutely. We definitely
Okay.
will have the time.
Okay.
United Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
I'm finding out a lot about you here today.
We'll go two. I'm only going to give you a 2-word answer.
Of course, that's all we want.
My birthplace.
So you're and we know your dad very well, very active in the community. But have you ever been to Guyana?
I've been to Guyana twice. Once in 1991 when I was a kid. I was 7 years old, and I went back in 2014. I had to do research for my capstone for my master's degree, and we studied the pragmatic policy solutions to combat the suicide epidemic. And we found out, since you asked, at the conclusion of my paper, I've told this many times, so I can say it in 2 sentences. The conclusion was to try to have pundits explain karma as a present life system of reward instead of a future life system of reward. And if maybe doing so can stem the suicide epidemic in the country at that time.
Very beautifully said. Explain in a present life. And for all the folks that's listening, I want you guys to understand that your life now, how it affects you today, not tomorrow, because we have to live now. There's a saying that if you as a person are not strong, how can you help someone else? And talking about, when we say pandits, we're talking about spiritual leaders, right? Whether you're Hindu, Muslim, Christian, an imam, a pastor, or in Hinduism, as it said, a pandit. You sometimes you have to teach them how to teach you, because they have so much knowledge in their head and they don't communicate it properly to you. So
Sometimes, yeah, yeah, it is a challenge, and that's why I look up to people like my guru Pandit on the Rhine. He's been somebody who can take your mind off the launching pad of complex scenarios of Hinduism and break it down to simple everyday analogies. And so folks like Pandit Chunalal, they've really been training me how to do this work from also that religious lens.
And you know what? I sense it because of the way how you refer to people, and you says Mataji and things like that. There's certain respect and a certain way of communicating, and that can only be taught in this kind of environment. So I'm happy, I'm very happy, that you're here joining with us today, and to see someone like yourself, working in the mayor's office and representing our people that looks like us, our people, there. And, you've studied at Baruch College as well, right? And how long have you been working for the city?
So I have been, good question. I've been working for the city since 2017. I started working in contracts. That was my initial area of expertise. I'd spend all day reading contracts for HRA, which is Human Resource Administration, and for DSS, Department of Social Services, until the mayor's office needed, as I mentioned, a South Asian liaison, and I interviewed with 3 other candidates. And I was selected in 2019. I'll mention very, very quickly, I put in the chat box in a private chat for Roshanji my email address. Roshan, I want you to put that out into the generic chat box. Any New Yorkers, I'm just putting this message out, who are Caribbean and wish to attend Mayor Eric Adams's Gracie event, Caribbean Heritage Bash on June 30th. Again, the Gracie Mansion Caribbean Heritage event on June 30th. Please send me an email and I will add you to the invite list, and an invite will be sent to you. So June 30, Caribbean Heritage Week, Gracie Mansion. It's a free invite. It's for folks of Caribbean descent. Shoot me an email and let me know first name, last name, and email address, and I'll get an invite out to you.
Awesome. Great. Folks, you got to come out. Next question for you. Folks who wants to make a change in their community, to make an impact in their community. And one of the things that we want to encourage our folks is to come out when there's time to vote, to come out and vote. Can you tell us a little bit the importance, why you want, that is so important for our folks to come out, and how else can they make this impact and support our community?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. 2 quick things to say about that. We may not be aware, but in Ukraine at the moment, there is a war going on. People are dying every day. Mothers are losing their sons. And we may be suffering from an inflation, and gas prices may be going up, and we may have a baby formula shortage. I understand. But just think about what the power of the vote means to a Ukrainian right now. what the power of a vote means to a Polish person right now who's trying to support Ukraine, a neighbor to Ukraine. And think about what we have as an opportunity. We come from, as Roshanji said, we come from a kirtan community. We come from a prayer community, a bhajan community, a chaupai community. If we don't have those folks in City Hall understanding us, learning how we worship, learning how we spend our money, learning how we want to be treated, then our vote doesn't matter if we don't go out there. Think of your vote. Think of your vote as a bhajan. Think of your vote as a kirtan. You're doing God's work when you go to the polls here in New York City to support the best candidate, to support the right candidate. I'm not a candidate. My wife is not a candidate. Roshan is not a candidate. But if those candidates don't look like my wife or don't look like myself or Roshanji doing good, honest work, supported by members of the mandir, members of the masjids, members of the gurdwaras, members of the churches, then those aren't good candidates. And so I'll end it with that. Any good candidate worth their salt, will be going into their faith communities and supported by their faith communities.
Very well said. Be the change you wish to see in your community. Go out and vote. So, money in your under your bed devalue. The value doesn't increase. It increases when it's in the bank. Put your vote in the bank and let's make changes together. Rohan, such a pleasure to have you here today. I know there's a couple other events that you want to talk about. I want to give the mic to you a little bit, to talk about.
Sure. So we're doing one last thing, and I know everyone's pressed for time. Luckily, I'm good at selling. I used to be a real estate sales agent. From July 18th to August 21st is New York City Restaurant Week. That is citywide. There is a list. I'm actually doing a lot of internal work right now, which I can't get into detail, but all I'll tell you, out of the list of partner restaurants that are a part of New York City Restaurant Week, I think there's about, at the moment, there's 75. Only 3 identify as Caribbean. 3. So I have been working with a few community partners to increase the participation of Caribbean restaurants, Guyanese Chinese, Trinidadian, Surinamese, Jamaican, to be a part of NYC Restaurant Week. There are some requirements, the fees being waived. I think it was a $2,000 fee that the city would charge. We're waiving that fee. The incentives are to be part of that community. We're trying to work with influencers to make sure that they get out to these restaurants that are a part of it. We're also partnering with MasterCard. So if you are signed up and you have a credit card that has MasterCard, you get $10 back on every meal you spend during Restaurant Week if you're a member. So that's just a few of the incentives, Roshan, but anyone who's interested, we are reaching out to restaurant owners, but if there are any restaurant owners listening, anyone who may know of restaurant owners in New York City, there are incentives to NYC Restaurant Week. We want to put those restaurants on the map. We also have awards to give those restaurants. As I mentioned to Roshan, the second part of my job is honoring Caribbean owners with citations, letters, or proclamations if necessary. So there's definitely some rewards here for being a part of NYC Restaurant Week, July 18 to August 21.
Excellent. And folks, I encourage each and every one of you to take part in these events that happening in our community, because when you take part, you're also supporting the community, and in return, you will have exposure as well. So, Rohan, thank you so much. And if anyone wants to get updates, follow you, see what's happening, things like that, how can they do that?
Yeah, sure. Again, I encourage Roshan, throw my email out there into the chat. You have access to my number. I wish I can throw my number out there, but the email is the great first step. We have in community affairs, we have a newsletter. That is a citywide newsletter. At present, it is sent out to 800,000 New Yorkers. We receive data on who opens them. So 20% of everyone we send it out to opens it. So that would be about 10, 20. We're looking at about 20,000 or so are opening and checking the newsletter. That's the best way to keep in touch with me, what we're doing at our office. The best way to get that newsletter, which has programs, initiatives, ideas for fundraising, ideas for grant raising. Send me an email again. It's my first initial, R, my last name, Narine. So it's R Narine, RNARINE, ampersand at City Hall, one word, CITYHALL.NYC.gov. So Roshan, throw that out there. They can get access to the newsletter that way. If they want to take part in Restaurant Week, you can communicate with me that way as well to speak about that. And last but not least, at June 30 at Gracie Mansion is Caribbean Heritage. If anyone needs an invite to that, let me know.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Rohan, I truly appreciate it. You taking the time out to be with us here today, give us an update, and give us some insight about yourself. Remember, folks, Rohan Narain represent each and every one of you in the mayor's office. He has the experience. He's been around, and I encourage each and every one of you. I will drop his email address in there for you. You guys can message me as well, and I'll certainly put you guys in contact with him. But if you need help, if you need anything from our officials, Rohan is your first door you're going to open. So Rohan, thank you so much for joining with us. Any last thing before I let you go? I know you have quite a lot. I know Puja Boys are happening today as well. And I know you have so many activities today, but any last words or so from you before I let you go?
Yes, one last word. Everyone who may have a chance, when openings do come, to join your community board. It happens, I believe, once a year or once every 2 years. Your borough president will send out that notice in January. I think they close in March, so you have a 3-month window. Please, I encourage everyone to join their local community board. It is so important to just know what's going on. Before the pandemic, these were all in person. They're actually a hybrid now, so they're half in person, half virtual. So community boards can accommodate for double or triple what they had before in terms of attendance virtually. And just to attend virtually is to know what's going on in your community. So I'll end with there. The first step to being involved is getting the mindset, is maybe going to your church, participating in something voluntary. But if you really want to make a difference and leave a lasting mark for what you've done in New York City, I encourage everyone to sign up and join their local community board.
Thank you so much, Rohan. Truly appreciate it, and looking forward to have you on the program more often so we can talk to the folks and give some more updates and things like that. And we'll talk again soon. So, Rohan, thank you so much. Truly appreciate it.
Roshanji, keep up the great work. Out of all the internet radio sensations, I find you to be the best one and the funniest one.
Thank you, my brother. I truly appreciate it. Rohan Ji has joined us here today, and he will be back again soon. And congratulations, and keep up the hard work, Rohan Ji.
Thank you.
Take care. So for those of you joining us here for the first time, we want to say welcome to every one of you. It's indeed a pleasure to spend our Saturday with each and every one of you. I do hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. And it's such a pleasure to be in conversation with Rohan Ryan, liaison of the mayor's office here in New York City. And earlier we had a wonderful conversation with his wife, Aminta. Such a nice person. Both of them. Amazing, huh? Well, folks, later on today, yes, later tonight, this evening, yours truly will be at the Get Real Shamiza recognition dinner. Yes. And who's going to be joining us there today? Yes, she comes all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. She's a new artist. Well, not new as in. a month or a year, a little bit older than that. Such a wonderful voice. Yes. And she's a little sensation on stage. That's right. Cherish Raghunandan.
Bolo sab mil bolo Om Namah Shivaya. Bolo sab mil bolo Om Namah Shivaya.
And that is her voice on a bhajan. And then when she's on stage performing live, you can get her like this too.
And cherish our music. Hey. Oh, Bata Sipaiya, Aya More Galiya, Aisa na hoye koi pakra jaye. Bata Sipaiya, Aya More Galiya, Aisa na hoye koi pakra jaye. Koi chale nahi haar.
Yes, Mala Harbison. Baka Sipaiya. Yes. Cherish. We got another Trini girl. Another Trini girl that's going to be joining us on stage later. Yeah. Let me see if y'all know who she is. We got another Trini girl. Hey! Anybody know who that Trini girl is? Anybody know this Trini girl? Yes. She is the granddaughter of the late and great. Yeah. Sundar Popo. Her name, Natasha Sundar. चुनरिया चागर बिछाओ बलमा. Oh yes. Yes, Ivan Ramo, I'm absolutely sure Sundar Popo is proud of Natasha. Ang lagi na nagilag. Hola. Yes, Laro got it. Thank you, mommy. Lagi na, lagi, lagi. Oh, yes. That's right. Well, folks, that has been my session for today. Continue listening, Abee Tunes 24/7 on the TuneIn app. If you have an Android device, download the app on Android. Yes, it's time for me to go get prepared for our events later. It's going to be a busy day, but happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And of course, keep rising. So you all take care. I love you all. And make sure you guys come out tonight at the Kiss Entertainment Center, Queens, New York. Get real, which means recognition dinner. Terry Gadraj, Anthony Passad, Tausif, Cherish, Natasha Cinder, Uma, and yours truly. Take care, Tata for now.
Music boss come again, come on. Feeling that band come again. The music boss come again, again and again and again and again. Hey. कल कल बहेगी झरनों की धारा Feel the vibe दिल को एक मीठी मस्ती से देखती दिल को एक मीठी मस्ती से देखती सहरम से देती है मन कहीं मैं झूमूं मैं गाऊं मन कहे मैं मैं गाऊं मन कहे मैं मैं गाऊं मन कहे मैं गाऊं मन कहे मैं गाऊं Team Music Boss. Now this. Booyah. सैया के साथ मरैया में बड़ा मजा आए रजैया में सैया के साथ मरैया में
बड़ा मजा आए रजैया में टूट गई चोरी कलैया में टूट गई चोरी कलैया में बड़ा मजा आए रजैया में सैया के साथ मरैया में बड़ा मजा आए रजैया में जब दिल न लगे दिलदार हमारी गली आ जाना जब दिल न लगे दिलदार हमारी गली आ जाना जब करना हो हमसे प्यार हमारी गली आ जाना जब करना हो हमसे प्यार हमारी गली आ जाना ये my lover जब याद सताई तुम्हें याद हमारी गली आ जाना जब याद सताई तुम्हें याद हमारी गली आ जाना दुनिया के सारूप सारे निराले बैठो न तुम में से मन को संभाले प्रेम नगरिया की तुम भी डगरिया चलो हम तो चले संग तुम भी गुजरिया चलो दुनिया के सारूप सारे निराले बैठो न तुम में से मन को संभाले प्रेम नगरिया की तुम भी डगरिया चलो हम तो चले संग तुम भी गुजरिया चलो तम दूरक दूरक नम 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 तब दूरक नम तब दूरक नम 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 तब दूरक नम ओ अपना छुपाऊंगा सबको बताऊंगा तुझको कसम से मैं अपना बनाऊंगा तू है सनम मेरा प्यार ओए मेरा दिल तेरा आशिक तू है सनम मेरा प्यार ओए मेरा दिल तेरा आशिक सपनों में आऊंगी नींद उड़ाऊंगी तुझको कसम से मैं अपना बनाऊंगी मैंने छुपाए कई बार ओए मेरा दिल तेरा आशिक मैंने छुपाए कई बार ओए मेरा दिल तेरा आशिक मैंने छुपाए कई बार ओए मेरा दिल तेरा आशिक